A lifelong compassion for others has shaped the productive, impactful, and rewarding career of James Robert Brasic, MD, MPH, a renowned educator, speaker, neurologist, and child and adolescent psychiatrist with expertise in nuclear neuroimaging. As a neuroscientist, he conducts clinical translational research to produce groundbreaking advances for autism spectrum disorder, Tourette syndrome, and other neurodevelopmental disorders, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's diseases and other neurodegenerative disorders, schizophrenia, obsessive-compulsive disorder, substance use disorder, and other neuropsychiatric disorders. Born in Chicago, Dr. Brasic's first passion was dance. At 5 years old, he watched a performance of The Nutcracker on television, during which he told his father he wanted to pursue the art himself. However, his father discouraged it. As he grew older, he gravitated toward music and began studying the flute. He was so gifted at the instrument that he auditioned for and joined the Chicago Youth Symphony Orchestra, a group made up of young people aspiring to be professional musicians. Hoping to further his music education at Interlochen Center for the Arts, Dr. Brasic's dream career was dismissed by his parents, neither of whom approved of the insecurity of the artistic profession. Reading a book on psychoanalysis and the life and work of Sigmund Freud in high school, Dr. Brasic was inspired to pursue a career in psychiatry in order to understand the mind and the body and to help those in need. He became compelled to study parts of the brain associated with emotion and behavior as a key to understanding mental illnesses and developing effective interventions. Through hard work and the aid of scholarships and loans from multiple donors, Dr. Brasic was accepted into an honors accelerated program in liberal arts and medical education at Boston University, which would allow him to complete college and medical school in 6 years' time. He went on to earn a Bachelor of Arts and a Doctor of Medicine from that institution in 1972 at just 24 years old. Upon graduating, he completed a medical internship at the University of Alabama in Birmingham, a neurology residency at the Los Angeles County and University of Southern California Medical Center, and a psychiatry residency at the Washington University Medical Center in St. Louis. Moreover, Dr. Brasic served in the United States Air Force during this time, advancing to the ranks of lieutenant and major between 1977 and 1979. He was active as a specialist psychiatrist and director of consultation emergency services for the mental health department at the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. At the same time, he developed his passion to teach others as a clinical assistant professor in the Department of Psychiatry at the Boonshoft School of Medicine of Wright State University in Dayton, Ohio, from 1978 to 1979. In 1980, Dr. Brasic returned to his musical roots by obtaining a Master of Arts in Music Composition from Washington University in St. Louis. Before the decade was over, he would claim 3 more degrees, all from Columbia University: a Master of Public Health in Socio-Medical Science in 1983, a Master of Science in Biostatistics in 1984, and a Master of Arts in Statistics in 1987. Remarkably, despite all the studying, he was also building and maintaining a strong career in his primary field. He served as a resident in child and adolescent psychiatry at the New York Presbyterian Columbia University Medical Center and the New York State Psychiatric Institute from 1980 to 1982, and held the role of psychiatrist at the Rockland Children's Psychiatric Center from 1981 to 1983. Following this appointment, he advanced from an assistant attending physician to an associate attending physician at NYC Health and Hospitals Harlem Hospital Center from 1983 to 1987. In 1987, Dr. Brasic developed his research and education career through the Continuing Medical Education in Developmental Disabilities program of the Institute for Basic Research of the New York State Office for People with Developmental Disabilities, with positions at medical schools in New York City. He was hired as a faculty research fellow in the CMed program and instructor in psychiatry at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai, where his natural gift for teaching took shape. He then brought his talents as a fellow, program coordinator, and eventually program director of the CMed program to the New York University Grossman School of Medicine and the Langone Medical Center from 1988 to 1995, while also clinical assistant attending in psychiatry at Bellevue Hospital Center, a post he held from 1988 to 2001. His prowess at Bellevue Hospital Center was not restricted to one job, however. He also served as the attending psychiatrist for the Comprehensive Psychiatric Emergency Program there from 1995 to 2001, among several other endeavors. For professional credentialing of his clinical skills, he was certified by the American Board of Psychiatry and Neurology in neurology, psychiatry, and child and adolescent psychiatry. In 1999, he began his study of nuclear neuroimaging as a fellow in the Division of Nuclear Medicine and Molecular Imaging of the Russell H. Morgan Department of Radiology and Radiological Science at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. He continued his research career conducting clinical translational research with positron emission tomography as a research associate in 2007 and an assistant professor in 2009. Dr. Brasic has been teaching students and conducting significant investigations there ever since, and became an assistant professor of neurology in 2018. He has even returned to his initial love of dance as a member of the university's modern dance company. Among numerous contributions to his chosen field, Dr. Brasic has found much success in his primary research interest of nuclear neuroimaging, which includes single photo emission computed tomography and positron emission tomography to characterize neurotransmitters and neuroreceptors, chemical imbalances, in the brains of people with psychiatric and neurological disorders. He is hands-on when it comes to medical drugs that are now commercially available and serve to better the lives of people with these conditions. Dr. Brasic contributes to numerous medical publications, including journals and textbooks. In recognition of his myriad accomplishments throughout his varied career, Dr. Brasic has accrued several accolades. He earned an Air Force Commendation Medal in 1979, a Faculty Recognition Award from Wright State University in 1979, and 2 Young Investigator Grants from the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation in 2000 and 2002, among others. He is a Distinguished Fellow of the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry and a Distinguished Toastmaster of Toastmasters International. He is active in many other professional organizations, including the American College of Radiology, the American Academy of Neurology, the International Parkinson and Movement Disorder Society, the Society for Nuclear Medicine and Molecular Imaging, and the Society for Neuroscience. He is an outstanding professional speaker who develops his communication and leadership skills through participation in Hopkins Toastmasters Club since 2004. Upon reflection on his career, Dr. Brasic hopes to be remembered by his peers as a kind and caring physician whose daily aim was to bring health, love, strength, safety, and a sense of ease to those around him. Dr. Brasic actively conducts clinical translational research to invent tools to diagnose, treat, cure, and ultimately prevent neuropsychiatric disorders. His current investigations include the abnormalities in Fragile X syndrome and Parkinson's disease, the development of Alzheimer's disease in people of various ethnicities, and the basis of sleep abnormalities in opioid use disorder. He welcomes opportunities for collaborations around the world. He is a superlative professional speaker for technical and inspirational presentations to scientific and general audiences. Private support plays an important role in furthering his success. For those interested in providing aid to support the work of Dr. Brasic's research in developing interventions to diagnose, treat, cure, and ultimately prevent nervous and mental illness, you may contact the Development Office and speak with Christy Vera at 443-287-7958 or her email at cvera3@ghmi.edu. To make a gift via credit card, please visit our secure online giving pages at www.hopkinsmedicine.org/radiology/ways to give. In the gift designation section, select Other, and in the comments, designate the gift to support the work of Dr. James Brasic.